Lifestyle. There is a lot we can do to stay healthy. It is advisable to eat plenty of fruit and vegetables. Avoid addictions such as smoking, alcohol, and other mind-altering substances. Find a form of exercise that suits us. Let's walk a lot. Spend time in the fresh air every day. Eat less food several times a day. It is important to get checkups. Avoid too much stress. Get at least 7 hours of sleep a day. Drink at least 3 liters of water every day. To maintain our mental health, surround ourselves with loved ones. Find a hobby that takes us out of the grey days of the week. Health. We need to take care of our physical and mental health, as well as keep ourselves mentally fit. As well as sport and a healthy diet, it's important to get plenty of rest, relaxation, and a stress-free lifestyle. If you feel you need help, see a psychologist. If we don't take care of our health, e.g. eating too much sugary food, sooner or later we will suffer from harmful effects, e.g. obesity, diabetes. Meals. Eating right is a fundamental pillar of a healthy lifestyle. It is important not to eat too late at night and to avoid heavy meals at night. The way we prepare our food is also important. Raw or steamed vegetables, for example, are easy, gentle meals. Hungarian cuisine is very spicy and fatty. Hungarians usually eat large portions. We have specialities such as goulash, fish soup, or kalaks. Tourists like these dishes. Community. Humans are basically social beings. They have lived in communities since ancient times. It is good for us to be surrounded by people we love. It is helpful to be able to talk to each other about problems and to have someone to turn to for help when needed. People with different personalities can work well together as a team, complementing each other and working effectively together. A sense of belonging is important for all people. We can belong to the following types of communities: family, friends, work, religious, and communities based on common interests. Human relations. In general, people who have well-ordered human relationships are in a much better mood. It is important for everyone to be loved by someone. To give and receive love is essential to our existence. Of course, conflicts can arise in any relationship. The best way to resolve them is to talk about the problem, to be honest and open with each other. It's okay to disagree, but let's try to bring our positions closer together and try to reach appropriate compromises. It is also important to nurture and maintain a relationship. We need to make the other party feel that their presence is essential to us. Society. One of our basic human needs is to feel that we are doing something useful for society. We try to achieve this mostly through our work. But many people also do charitable work. Doing good for others makes us feel good too. If we have things that are surplus that could be of use to others, we should take the opportunity to donate. Let us support good causes that benefit ourselves and others. As we are all part of society, we cannot avoid social responsibility. Our environment. Order is the soul of everything. The saying goes, if we really want to feel good about ourselves, we need to tidy up our surroundings. The things and people we surround ourselves with say a lot about us. We need to look after our environment as much as we look after ourselves. We can make a big difference with just one small change. Weather. Hungary has 4 seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. The spring months are March, April, and May. In spring, nature awakens, trees blossom, fruit begins to ripen, and migrating birds return home. The average temperature is around 20 degrees Celsius. Mornings and nights are typically cooler, especially in March. The summer months are June, July, and August. This is the hottest season. This is when most fruits ripen, such as peaches, melons, and cherries. It is very hot during this period. The nights are short and the days are long. Many people take their holidays and go on holiday. The sun is warm, but there are often showers and thunderstorms. When it rains and the sun shines at the same time, you can see rainbows in the sky. The autumn months are September, October, and November. This time of year is characterized by cool mornings, frequent showers, and windy weather. Nights will be longer again, and days shorter. Breeding birds move to warmer climates. Animals are gathering food, preparing for hibernation. The winter months are December, January, and February. This is the coldest season of the year. It often snows. This is when the average temperature is lowest. Night and day frosts are common. Environment. There are no higher mountains in Hungary, only a few small ones, and hills, but the typical landform is plains. These conditions are favorable for farming. One of the main problems, not only in our country but worldwide, is climate change. People can do a lot to stop it. Rubbish is also an important issue. We must take care of the cleanliness of our environment. Let's collect waste separately. Let's be active participants in recycling and stopping waste. Factories emit many pollutants that are harmful to our environment. Residents. For us, it's important to live in a place where there are trees, where you can go for a walk, where you can spend time in nature. It is also important to live in a quiet, peaceful area. It's good to be on good terms with your neighbors. If we have a good relationship, we can help each other out when needed. It's good to have a shopping center, a waste collection point, a bus stop, a doctor, a pharmacy nearby. Living in the countryside means cleaner air, more time outdoors, and a better chance of growing your own fruit and vegetables. In general, these smaller communities are much more cohesive. However, smaller communities have fewer jobs, shopping, entertainment, and activities. You have to commute into town. It's better to live in a garden house because you can have your own space, your own garden, your own crops, but it's more work. In a larger settlement, such as a city, the infrastructure is more developed. There are more opportunities for people of all ages. The air may be more polluted, transport more problematic, people may be more isolated and lonely. Work. It is important that everyone finds a job that suits them, as we spend most of our day at work. A quality working environment, a supportive team, and motivating management are essential. Everyone needs to feel that their work is valued and that they're doing something useful for society. There is mental and physical work. It is possible to work full-time, part-time, or part-time. In terms of presence, especially since the advent of COVID, many people are telecommuting. Work. Each type of work has its advantages and disadvantages. If you telecommute, you don't have to commute to work every day, but you may miss the community and teamwork. If you choose to work remotely, you will have to take into account a less sedentary lifestyle, but you will also be taking it easy on yourself. Everyone should decide what kind of work they want to do according to their own abilities and tastes. It is important to have a marketable salary and to always have the possibility to move on. More and more people prefer to be self-employed. This is both an advantage and a disadvantage. There is no boss, you allocate your own tasks, time, and work. Vision of the future. It is important that students are properly informed about the world of work from school age. It is best if they decide at this early stage which direction they want to take in their studies. It would be good if they could learn about as many professions as possible, if they could see the pros and cons of each. School. In Hungary, kindergarten is compulsory from the age of 3. If you want to send your child to a community school before this age, you can do so, as nursery school precedes kindergarten. Although this is not compulsory, many people take advantage of this option, especially between the ages of 2 and 3, as this is when mothers usually return to work. Children go to nursery school between the ages of 3 and 6 or 7. Here they play a lot of games and sports, learn the basics of community life and prepare for school. They can go to school from the age of 6. In primary school, children learn the basics of general knowledge. This is where they can find out which subjects they are most interested in: mathematics, mother tongue, history, literature, foreign languages, science, sport, arts. The next stage is secondary school, which can be a grammar school, a vocational school or a technical college, depending on whether you want to do a vocational course, a school leaving certificate or both. There are 4, 6 and 8-year grammar schools. If you want to go further, you can choose from a wide range of universities and colleges. Language skills. Language skills are very important for everyone. It is useful to be able to communicate fluently in your mother tongue, both orally and in writing. The more languages you learn, the more you feel like you have. With a new language, you can also learn a new culture. We can meet people of other nationalities. We can discover new places, new food, new activities, broaden our horizons. Knowing other languages is also very useful in the world of work. You will have many more opportunities. Education. There is a lot of criticism of Hungarian education these days. Students are overburdened, they have too many lessons and too little free time. There is a lot of material, but it is not informative enough. There is a lot of unnecessary material and less time for useful things. Teachers are also overburdened and have a low social esteem. It would be good to change the education system fundamentally. It should be designed to suit all participants and to fulfill its primary function, to focus on the acquisition of useful knowledge. It would be advisable to reduce and rethink the curriculum and to take more of the burden off students and teachers. Free time. There is a wide range of leisure activities to choose from. Sports lovers can run, cycle, swim, play ball games, chess, darts, etc. Popular hobbies include reading, puzzles, walking, hiking, listening to music, watching TV series, DIY. These activities can be done alone or in groups. We can also organize competitions within some hobbies. Hobbies. It's good to break away from the triangle of work, family, and study. Hobbies can be a way to relax and recharge your batteries. I have several hobbies. I like to take photos, especially of events. I have captured several weddings, balls, and dance events. I also used to be interested in aquaristics. It is soothing to look at the fish through the glass of the aquarium. I like tinkering. I'm interested in 3D printing. I'm constantly educating myself on this subject as well. When I get the chance, I like to ride my motorbike, but only in a safe environment, with the right clothing and equipment. Culture. Culture lovers can choose from a wide range of activities. Cinemas are still very popular today. People are not put off by being surrounded by many strangers, who are not necessarily always quiet. I prefer theaters. I'm always drawn to the special atmosphere I feel just by being in the theater. I also like to go to exhibitions. There are galleries, museums, and cultural community spaces near where I live. These places bring together people with similar interests. Individual. Everyone has positive and negative qualities equally. We have less control over our external appearance, but we can work on our internal qualities. We cannot help it if we are born short or tall, brown, blue, or green-eyed. These are qualities that we cannot change. We can shape our shape, dye our hair, enhance our face with good makeup, and express our style through our clothes. Let us strive to be kinder, more understanding, and more tolerant of our fellow human beings. It is important to always help each other, because everything we do for our environment affects us. We can improve our manners and our patience. Let us be curious and open to the world. Let's make lots of friends. Express our opinions honestly but tactfully in all situations. Personal data. Introduce yourself. Personality. I consider myself to be an easy to make friends with, well-informed, open-minded and interested person. My family and friends tend to describe me in similar terms. I consider it a negative trait that in some situations I am unmotivated, I lose interest easily, I want to do many things at once, but nothing for a long time. I quickly get bored. My wife is also open to the world and interested. I would rather call her an artist than myself. She is very good at organizing things. She is patient. She spends a lot of time with the kids. Extremely persistent, hard-working, ambitious, determined. She also tends to fall into the trap of wanting to be many things at once. She often overloads herself. And, in some cases, a little naive. My eldest son is very bright, has an excellent memory and good communication skills. He is already very articulate. However, he is impatient and stubborn. He is a leader who does not like to take a back seat. My youngest son is calm, quiet, wise. Very kind, friendly, smiling. I wonder how they will compare with his brother later. Economic and business life. We have a range of services to choose from to improve our well-being. We can go to the gym, massage therapist, psychologist, kinesiologist, pedicurist, manicurist, beautician, hairdresser, etc. But we can also use a variety of services for more than just ourselves. For our pets, our vehicles, and even our plants, there are many options. The extent and quality of what we get depends largely on what we can afford. Some advertising can influence us. We are persuaded to buy a product and only later realize that we did not really need the thing or service. Services. I get my hair cut every month. There are several salons where I live. I've tried several, but I feel that for me the current one is the one that offers the best value for money. I also have my car washed and cleaned monthly. I also see a masseur every few months. True, it's painful, but I'm much better off in the long term. We clean our carpets once a year. They use a special process that we couldn't do at home. We currently have an affordable internet subscription, which comes with a television package. We are happy with it because it is not that expensive, and we have a relatively large number of channels, and the internet speed is good. Our phone bill is not much either, fortunately, because we are in a fleet at my wife's work. Shopping. We do a lot of shopping once a week. During the week we take stock of what we have run out of at home and need to buy. My wife always plans the next week's menu in advance, so we also try to make meals as cheap as possible. We prefer the bigger shopping centers, because they have almost everything in one place and are cheaper than small shops. But this quantity often comes at the expense of quality. For example, the produce is much fresher and nicer at a greengrocer's or market, but it is also more expensive. I use various apps and online promotional magazines to find out about the latest special offers. Science and technology. I work in this field myself. I have been interested in scientific research and discovery since I was a child. I am a computer scientist, and in this profession you have to be particularly up to date. I keep an eye on the latest space instruments, such as the James Webb Space Telescope. It's amazing to me how much technology has improved in just a few years. I am confident that science will find a solution to many diseases that are still incurable. Technology. Technology has exploded in recent years and decades. Older people are finding it harder to keep up with these changes. For them, using a laptop or a smartphone is not so easy. The new generation is born into it. There are many advantages to using these devices. We can even create a complete smart home for ourselves. I am working on a similar project myself. These advances make our everyday lives easier. On social platforms, we can keep in touch with relatives and friends we haven't seen for a long time. We can also communicate with each other via video messages. But these activities are extremely time-consuming and can easily become addictive. Not to mention that spending too much time in front of a screen can be bad for our eyesight. Scientific achievements. I believe that scientific advances are moving humanity forward. Of course, all circumstances must be taken into account. We must be extremely careful not to achieve the opposite effect. I have always looked up to scientists who have worked so hard to better humanity. Travel. Travel is an inherent part of our lives. Whether the destination is near or far, traveling is a way to recharge and relax. Of course, it doesn't matter what means, what motive, what company we travel with. Transport. Traffic can be a nuisance, especially if you're trying to get to work on a busy route on a rainy, sleepy Monday morning. People are nervous, tired, hurried, and in a hurry. It is important to obey the traffic rules in all circumstances. If we are considerate of other passengers, there should be no problem. There are many advantages to using public transport. It is less polluting and cheaper. Of course, there are also disadvantages. You are time constrained and you are traveling with strangers, which is not very pleasant, especially during an epidemic. If you want to transport luggage, the best solution is to take on the role of driver yourself. Walking and cycling are the healthiest modes of transport, but not all distances are possible. Travel. People generally like to travel, but the purpose for which they do so is not always the same. In Hungary, we have many beautiful places to visit. Our family's favorites are Eger, Tatra, and the Matra Mountains. We like these places because there is a lot of cultural and historical sites to see. There are also spas nearby and it is suitable for families. All ages will find a program to suit their interests. Of course, the capital, Budapest, also has many wonderful attractions for visitors. There is the Fisherman's Bastion, the National Museum, Matthias Church, and the Parliament. Holiday. Most people take their holidays in the summer, and it's also the time of the summer holidays for children, so it's the perfect time for a family holiday. Many people choose to go to an exotic location. Most people go to a destination near the sea. Some people choose active holidays. Some prefer hotels with full board, others rent small houses and create some of the conditions themselves in a cost-effective way.